Hello and welcome to VA Tech Work. So today we are going to continue building our front-end part of our full stack parcel delivery system. So in the last video, we created this page that we are calling My Parcels, and also in the other videos, we were creating other pages like home page and also other pages like login. So what we are going to do right now is to go to the other pages that our user will require. For example, we'll have a page that we are going to call parcels, and this is where all parcels that the user has already sent or received in our using this system will be displayed there, and we are going to use data rich table. So what I mean is that when you click here, this is just a detailed page, but when you come here and also click all parcels here, you can be able to see this page, and this is where now you can be able to see like all the parcels that this user has ever have ever just sent or received using our system. And also here, if you want to, you can do other things like sorting, filtering, and also you can search. So that's what we are going to do now. And the other thing that we are doing in every video before we start coding is that we just push our code. So I'm going to come here into my terminal and clear everything. The other thing is that I want this terminal to be at least bigger. So the other thing is I can just do git branch here so that we can be able to see the branches that we have. And right here you can see all the branches that we have. Right now we are working on this branch that is called frontend. So let us make sure that we push our code. So I'm going to do that. So let me come here and add git add, and then just that, and then I'm going to commit. So git commit, and then here I can say working on worked on, let me just add it, worked on my parcels page, and login page, just like that. Let me also add make sure that I push now my code. So git push origin, and right now, because this we are working on a front end branch, we can be able to make sure that we add it there. So I'm going to add my passphrase. Let me add my passphrase here, and then push the code. And here already we can just make sure that we come to my GitHub here. So I'm going to go to repositories, and then here in the repositories we can be able to use come here to full stack parcel, where we are pushing our code, and we can be able to see this notification here. So I'm going to compare and pull request, and then here create a pull request, and also make sure that I merge. So it is checking for ability to merge automatically, and then I can be able to confirm merge just like that. So for this video, I want to show you also insights. So if I go to insights and the network here, you can be able to see that how we have been pushing our code, the branches that we have created, and how we are merging. So that is it. So the other thing is now I can go and try and see the other page that we are calling the all parcels page. So if I come here and click all parcels here, I need to go to that page. So let me do that. So I'm going to come here into my parcels page, and let me check here up here where we have these all parcels. So let me do that now. I can just cut this first of all, and here I'm going to import link from now React Router DOM. So let me just make sure that I use this link here. I can see that here we don't have like this link from React Router DOM. So here that means this is because I think I don't know why it is not giving me that link. So let me just import it first of all. So I'm going to import it here. Import here from React Router DOM. You can be able to see it here. So here I want to just make sure that I import link. You can be able to see that, and then now I can come here and use the link like that, and then inside here, that's where we are going to place this list here. So here I'm going to do 2, and then here I think it's all parcels. Let me just see. Yes, and then I'm going to make sure that I format my code just like that, save that. And then if I just come here and try to go to all parcels, so this page is not found. Let me see what we call that page. So it is called all parcels. I don't know why we don't have that page. As you can see here, it is saying not found. So let me see where the problem is. So actually I have not added here this just box forward slash. So that is the problem that I had. So let me just come here and then again try and go to that page. So you can see now here is where we have now all parcels. So that is it. So let me now start creating this page. So and this page should be looking like this one here. So let me just do that. I'm going to come here and also make sure that I close this. I'm going to parcels now, this page, and then I'm going to remove this text here, parcels. And then now here we can be able to make sure that I import, or I just start first of all. So the first thing that we are going to do is here we are going to use data rich table, and the table that I'm calling that is this table that we are seeing here, this table here. So what we are going to do first of all, let me also make sure that I style this first of all before I add that table. So here I'm going to add a class name. So here we are going to have flex, and then this one is flex column. So flex column, we are going to have items to be center like that. Also we are going to have justify to be center, and also we can have margin top to be of 3%, so 3% like that. And also we can have margin right to be just 5%, 5% like that. And margin right here will be of 5%, of 5%, so like that. So also the other thing that we are going to have is we are going to have a div inside here, and then this div also we can side it, and we want to give it actually the background color. So the background color here can give a background color of white. So I'm going to add those triple F. And also here I'm going to add a height to be auto, because we want it to stretch as our table is growing. And also here we can have the width to be 70 to be 70 VH or something, or VW, that is. So also we are going to have rounded, let me add here rounded MD. So that means that it will have rounded corners. And then the other thing that we can have here is we can have a padding of, let's say, 30 pixels. So 30 pixels. And then inside here, now this is where we can also add other things. So for example, here we can have now icon. So let me import an icon here from React icons. But before that, even we can just go back to application and see. You can be able to see here that already it is it is getting into shape. So let me just come back here, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to import. So let me import here from React icons, and then /fa like that. And here I want to get an arrow, so far arrow left like that. So that one. So here we can be able to make sure that we add that. So here we are going to have link also. Let me import that link here from React Router DOM. So let me do that. So I'm going to import link. We need to import link from React Router DOM. So React Router DOM here. So let me also import link. You can be able to see it there. So here we are going to have a link. So because we want this to be a to be a back arrow. So here I'm going to add far arrow left, so you can be able to see it here like that. And then here we can be able to just say 2. So this one will be taking it will be taking you back to my parcels, like that. So let me see if it is shown here. So you cannot be able to see it right now. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to give it a different color. So let me do that. So let me come here and add class name, and then here I can just say something like maybe text should be of maybe a different color, black color, that is, just like that. Let me see if I can be able to see it. So you can be able to see this one here. So the other thing that I want to give is different, also other styling. For example, we need to make sure that it's a bit bigger. So I'm going to give it a font size so of 18 pixels. The other thing that we can make sure that is we can give a margin to, and also we can also make sure that we can give a cursor to be cursor pointer. So the other thing that I want you to notice is that when you hover over this part here, you can be able to see what that Tailwind CSS mean. For example, this margin 2 here, you can see it is margin of 0.5 rem. So that is it. So then again here, if I want to click here now, I can go back now to my parcels just like that. And then I can come here and go back to my parcels page. So that is it. The other thing now, let me first of all format here, is that let me just come here. So we have this my parcels, and after that this arrow, we can have another part here. So this div, and then this div is the one that you can see here, this that has all parcels and the name here. So let's do that. So here I'm going to have a class name. So a class name here, we are going to have a class name, and this class name we are going to add flex. Justify we are going to have justify between. So justify between, and also other things like padding. So here padding will be padding of 10 pixels like that. And then inside here now we can have the span. So the first span here is we can have all parcels like that. And also here we can have a span, and here we can have now the name Alok Mondala, but this one will display the name of that person who is logged in. So here I want to have a class name. So this one we can have a text to be text of 18 pixels, like that. Also we are going to have here another class name, and style it. So here we can have a font to be of semi-bold like that. So I think this one also I need to add like the color, because I don't think we'll be going to be able to see them if we don't change the color here. So I'm going to change the color there, and also this one here like that. So let me also make sure that I remove that space. Let me see now. Let's see. So if I go back here, you can be able to see now we have this part, all parcels, and Alok Mondara there. So now we can have, after this now, this inside here, we can have a div, and then this div here is where we are going to have data rich table. So this one we can have a class name here. We are going to have a padding, and then this padding we are going to give it a padding of 3. So this inside here we are going to have now our rich data table, and this we are going to use it from Material UI. So to do that, I'm going to come here and type Material UI, or maybe Material UI data grid. Let me just see that Material UI and then data grid. Can be able to see it here. So if you type that, you'll be redirected to this here React data grid component, and already you can be able to see how you can use that. So you can see this is the table that has been pre-built so that you can be able to use it. So that is very, very effective. And then you can read about this documentation here. You can read how you can manipulate it and how you can use it. So this is a very, very good way of displaying a lot of data. So now I'm going back to my get started. So here, because this is where you can be able to know how to use or how to install this package. So I'm going to copy this. You can see npm install this. So I'm going to import it, or to just install the package. So to do that, I want to open a new terminal here. So we have this terminal. So here we can be able to start. So let me just let it open, and here I cannot just display or install it here. We need to get into front end like that. I'm going to clear, and then I'm going to paste the command here. So let's do that. So it's just installing. So the other parts that also for the documentation here, you can be able to see you can use it using yarn also. So you need to click there so that you can install it using yarn. And the other thing is that also you need to install this, what they are calling emotion react and emotion style, because if you don't install this package also, it won't work. And then the last one that you need to add is this styled engine here, because if you don't also add this, it won't work as it should be. And then you can be able to see that how to import it. It needs to have rows, and right here you can see if you are using TypeScript, you need to add the type here. And also here you can see the columns. You need to have rows and columns. So let me see if also it has finished installing. So it has not finished. So here you can be able to see you need to have rows and columns, and if you are using TypeScript, you need to add these types here. But if you are not using TypeScript, then you can just leave these types. And then also you can see now you add now the data grid down here. So this is very, very simple to use the rich data grid. So rather than also creating that table from scratch. So let me also clear again, and then let me make sure that I install this emotion. So let me make sure that I copy this, and also make sure that I installed it. So make sure that you are installing all this with me. So after that, now also let me copy this. There's one styled engine here like that. So npm install MUI, so installed engine. So I'm going to paste it here also, and then install. So what I'm going to do right here, because already we had created this we had already created that table in our admin. So I'm going to get into the admin, and then go to the pages, and then when we have here in the parcels, I will be able to at least copy the rows and columns, because I don't want us to start typing some data. So I'm going to copy this. So from here, I'm going to copy the columns all the way to maybe, and then the rows also. So let me copy until there. So I'm going to copy it like that. I'm going now to paste in above here. So this is just rows and columns. So I'm going to just paste them here. The other thing that I want now, because we have our data, we need to import now the data grid. So let's do that from our documentation here. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to paste it here. So I'm going to import the data grid there. And then the last thing that we need to do here is now add that data grid down here now inside here. So I'm going to also make sure that I copy that. So I'm going to copy it right there. So let me copy it here so that we can be able to see it just like that. I think that's okay. So I don't know what is giving me this error. So here we can have we have this here, and so I need to add this. So I'm going to come here and say far trash, so I import it, so just like that. So I'm going to save that now, and then let me just scroll down here, and if I do that and come back here, you can be able to see that, be able to see this you can be able to see this that rich data grid here. So another thing that I want to do is that I want to make sure that I add some variation, because yeah, it needs, if you check for this one, it has like this checkpoint where you can check, and that I'm going to just come here, and I'm going to just make sure that inside here in our data grid, I can be able to add things like disable, so disable, and maybe disabled, and then disable select. So I think it is disable select row selection. So disabled, I don't think so. I think this we can just leave it. So let's try and add checkbox selection here, so something of the sort. And when I come back here, you'll be able to see that we have this where you can be able to select a different row, or a row or something of the sort. So also, if you don't want this to scroll, we can just opt out on some columns, and so we can come here, up here. So let's see, so here we have delete, so we can just remove this delete here. So let me have remove that. So I don't know why I'm not able to just remove it direct. So yeah, so like that, I think this will be okay. So if I remove this, so let me see here where I have this error. So far trash, I remove it like that. And then if I come back here, you'll be able to see that we don't have that scroll. So now you can be able to see now this rich data table here, and you can do everything that you want. You can sort. If you click here, you can be able also to do anything that you want. You can search and many other things. So the other thing that I want us to do, of course, we are going to fix this data on as we are integrating our application, so that we can have that part here for the edit. Or even what I can do is that I can just remove it from my application here, because I don't think the user need to edit anything on that person. So I'm going to remove also this. So let me remove the edit part here. So like that, I think that will be okay. So save that, and then when you come back here, you'll be able to see that we don't have edit. So now the other thing that I want to do is to go to now the as parcel detail page. So here you need to add the parcel, and then also you need to make sure that you specify the ID, so that you'll be able to see the parcel. So here you can be able to see the parcel page here, and this is where we need, or where we are going to start that page. So that, let me just go and show you how this part looks like. So you can see this page how it looks. So we need to create something that looks like this. So let's do that. So I'm going to make sure that I first of all close this from the admin. Also make sure that I close the admin part here, and in the part here for the front end, we are going to get into parcel page like that. So let me remove this here. So the other thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to have a class name here, and style this. So here we can have the flex, and then I'm going to have a flex to be of direction column. The other thing that I'm going to have is items to be center, so as item center, and also we can have justify to be center, and then also we can have margin top to be 3%, 3% like that. Also we can have things like margin right should be of like 5%, and also we can have like a margin depth of 5% also. So it is the same as the parcels, all parcels page. So like that. Also, the other thing that we need to have here, so we have that one here. We can have now the background. There another div here. So this one we can have a class name. So here we can have the background color. So the background color here will be of white. So like that. Also we can have height to be of 80. So 80 VH like that. Also we can have the width to be of 60 VW, 60 VW like that. Also we can have like a rounded MD here so that it has rounded corners. And if I come back now, you'll be able to see that this part here. So let me go back also and make sure that I add everything that I need here now. So the first thing that I need here is this part, so where we have the link. So let me scroll down here until here, and then I'm going to copy this because this one we are going to have it here so that we can go back to my parcels. So if I do this and then I need to also import them, so I'm going to just make sure that I copy from here. So let me copy those imports here and paste up here like that. So here we have it. So I'm going to format my code also again. So we have that. We have this arrow here, and we can be able to see it. You can be able to see that arrow there. So now after we have added that arrow, we need to have a div that will hold two parts. So this div will hold this part here and the other part here. So this on the left and then on this part on the right. So let's do that. So we can have a div here. So a div, and then let's style this div. So here we can have a class name. So a class name here we can give it a flex direction or display flex, and then it is going to have justify content to be between. So like that. So here inside now we can have another div or two divs. That's the div on the right left and then the div on the right. So here we can have, let's try and start styling this. So class name here we are going to have let's say this part that has a class name, we are going to have to give it just a flex of 1, just like that. And also I think this also we can give it here a flex of 1. So class name, and then give it a flex of 1. So here now this is where we are going to have an ordered list. So let me just check that. So here what I mean by an ordered list is this one here. You can see this is just a list. So let me do that. So here we can have, let me first of all make sure that I style this. So here I'm going to give this to be like have a margin 3 there, and I told you that when you hover over this you can be able to see what that represent. So here also we are going to have now the list here. So let's have a list here, and here for example we can have something like from, so that from which destination or location. So here we can do that. So here we can have also the styling, and here I'm going to give it a margin of 3, just like that. So here for the destination, so let's we can just copy, for example, this one here. So I'm going to copy this and add here like that. So let me see if it's that making sense now. So let me also make sure that I save this, because it's as if it is not saved. Or what we can do here is to make sure that the color is different. So here we can have the color to be a bit dark color, so, or black color. So let me see that now. You can be able to see it here. So I'm going now to copy and paste, because this one will help us to save some time. So let me copy this, yeah, like that, and then we can paste it here several times. So we have this part here. So this one is now, this one will be 2, or we can just also add here to be weight. And then this weight here, we can just add the weight here to be something like 200 grams. Also here we can have another one, which is date. So date here, we can remove this here and add the date here to be something like 20, and then June 2024. Also we can just remove this here, and then this one will just be sender. So sender, we can just add sender here to be James Doe, and here we can just specify this to be sender. So sender. So the other thing we can do here is let's have like a recipient or 2. We can just have 2 here. Can say something like location, like, so here we can say Ontario, maybe in the USA, like that. After 2 here we can have cost. So we have cost here, the cost of sending that parcel. So let me do that. Here we can have the to be just $200. That is just dummy data. So also here we can just copy this and paste it. I think we need to have also the, after that we can have the receiver or recipient, whoever you want to call it. So recipient, and the recipient here we can call recipient to be Jane Doe. So, and then also we can have, let me also paste something else here. So this is the recipient. We can have a track ID. So we have track ID here, and then track ID can be just any just add any ID like that. And also here we can have after track ID we can have note. So we can have just like that. Here we can add the maybe perishable goods like that. So if I save this, and then you can be able to see it here, you can be able to see that we have added here. But also we need to have another thing here, which is a button or something of the sort. So here we can have, after this list here, we can have a button here. So this button, it is giving us the status of that person. So here we can have a class name. So the class name here we can give, we can be able to style it. For example, background color, here we can give a background color of this dark color, that one. Also we can have like text to be white. Text will be white. We can also make sure that we give it like a width of let's say 200 pixels. And then also we can have things like cursor to be pointer. So cursor pointer, and also we can have padding. Actually it's just P, and then padding here we can give a padding of 10 pixels. And also we can have a margin of 20 pixels. Margin of 20 pixels like that. So let me see now how this one will look like. So if I come back here, you'll be able to see now we have this pending here. So actually this one I can change the margin here to be margin top. Just let's see that margin top. And if I do that here, you can be able to see that actually it is not giving me like that. Let me just leave it as a margin all around so that it can look, you can see how it looks. So now what else that I can do is that I need to push this down so that we have some space where we can work in. So also I need to format my code here like that. So now we need to work on this other div now. So this div here is the one that holds now this sender email here, and also the recipient email here, text here, text area here, and this button. So let me do that. So this one has we need to have a list. So I'm going to copy this and a bit of like a list here. So I'm going to copy that and make sure that I come down here and paste it here. So this one we need also to cross now. So let's cross that like that. But here we need to have send an email. So let's do that. Send. Let me just use a capital S. Send email, and here we can just add here. So let me remove this to be james@gmail.com. Also, the other thing that I'm going to add here is recipient email. So recipient email, and in here we can have the recipient email, which is janedoe@gmail.com, like that. So now after this here, let me see how it looks like. So if I come back here, you can be able to see this one here. So I'm going to have a text area now. So let's have that here. So we are going to have a text area, which is will be after now the list here. We can have a text area. So the text area here, we are going to specify some things. For example, first of all, let me make sure that we have a class name. So a class name here. So for styling, so let me just make sure that we have the text area here. The other thing that I'm going to specify here is, let me first of all make sure, actually here this is name. So we need to just have the quotation marks here so that you can add any name that you want. So after that, now here we can have the columns. So you can see, let me just have our calls. You can be able to see it here. So the columns here, we can have a columns of 50, and also we can have rows here. We can have rows, this one, and then this one is 7, like that. So, and also we can have a class name. Yeah, so let me start this. So the first thing that we can have is we can give it outline to be none, and also we can have the padding to be of 50 pixels. So let's see how it looks like also. And here also we can, if you want to, we can just add a placeholder here. So placeholder, so this is outside now. I think it should be here. So we can have a placeholder. So placeholder here, we can say leave a feedback. So like that. So leave a feedback, and then now the other thing that you need to do, let me first of all check here. So let me check here, and in our application here, you can be able to see that this one has a dark color here, and I don't know why. So I think what we are going to do here is give a different background color. So I'm going to come here and add like a margin of 20 pixels. Let me first of all check that. So if I do that, so let me come back here. You can be able to see that we have given it the margin, and here the color, let's give a different color here. So background color here should be something like, let me specify the color that I want, D9 So let me see if this will have, yeah, you can have like this one here, and then you can write whatever you want. And also we can have the text to be, let me just add here, the text should be dark. So text here should be something like #555, like that. So I think this will help now. So I think if you write now, yeah, you can leave a feedback. So you can give it like the background color to be this color here, and also the background color that we have here to be the one that is in the text area. So now let's have now the last thing, which is of the button. So I'm going to come here and add button, and then this button is submit. So when the person who received that parcel need to submit the feedback, so I'm going to have a class name here, and this one we can have different background color. So we can have 1E, so 1E, 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 like that. And then also we can have another thing like width. So the width here, we can have a width of 200 pixels. Also, we can have a padding of, let's say, 10 pixels. And also we can have text to be white. And we can have the cursor to be cursor pointer, like that. So let's see if this one will how this one will look like. So you can see submit here, and also let me add the margin. So here we can have the margin. So the margin here can be 20 pixels, 20 pixels. So let's see how this one will look like. Yeah, you can see now we have now this part that you are calling submit. So if you write your feedback here, you need to submit. So that is it. And when you also click here, you can go back to my parcels. And then now we have finished working on the part for the front end right now. So I want to push my code so that I create another branch that is called integration, because in the next video, that's when we are going to start doing the integration, and then we are going to be done with our project. So I'm going to come here and let me first of all clear everything. I don't know if I have formatted my code. Let me format my code first of all here. Yeah, as you can see it there. So here I'm going to add git add here everything. I'm going to commit git commit, and then here I'm going to say finished working on front end like that. And I'm going to push now git push origin, and then origin front end, because that's the branch that you are working on. So after that, now we can add the passphrase. So passphrase here, like that. And then after that, now we'll be able now to push that code. And here, because you can see we have git branch, and then git branch right now, you can see we have we are on this branch that is called frontend. Now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create another branch, and to do that I'm going to use git branch and then integration. So I'm hoping that I'm spelling it the way it should. So git branch integration, and here I can say git checkout. So that means that I want to switch to that integration branch, like that integration. So if I do git branch again, yeah, like that, you can be able to see that I'm in this branch that is called integration. And also the last thing that you need to do is to come here to this full stack parcel delivery system, and you'll be able to have a notification. So let me just come back here and maybe come here to this repo, and then I can click this full stack parcel delivery system here. And then if I have a notification, I can be able to pull request. But if we don't have that one, or actually let me just go back and see. So since we don't have that anything right there, so we can just leave it like that. So now we have finished now working on our front end. So let me just show you in this diagram here. So we have finished everything inside here. So what we are left with is integration, and integration will be just an easier task. So now let's just leave this at this point. So we are going to continue in the other video as we are continuing to finish our project. So remember to like this video and also subscribe to this YouTube channel, so that also it may reach other people. And remember to just click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified the next time I upload a new video. Have a great day. See you in the